All right, we're going live in like 10 seconds. All right, and we're live.
All right. Okay, I'm just gonna take myself a little closer to the camera so everyone can see me. Hey guys, hope everyone is doing great. Thank you for watching and actually following the stream. And we might have a light issues with our internet connection, but I hope that everything is gonna go well on our technical part. And today, actually, we are not going to push strength and handstands and other things about the skills and calisthenics and bodyweight strength training, but we're definitely going to touch the base for all of that parts. So for example, if you eventually want to learn how to handstand or how to press to handstand or how to do planche or how to do let's say any V presses or mana eventually maybe, it's all come back to the basic and it's all come to the base that your body is supposed to be ready for such a things. And to me, strength is very important, of course, but you can always make strength skill way more doable if your body is ready and if your body is mobile enough. So today we're actually going to spend this hour of training for our mobility. And um, I'm not saying that we're gonna touch everything and we're gonna go really, really deep, but on my end, I'm gonna give you one of my favorites ways I stretch, active stretching, a certain passive stretching. We're gonna hold and then we're gonna sometimes move from one body part to another, but we're gonna take our shoulders most of the time. We're gonna take our thoracic part, scapular. We are gonna work a little bit on the flexibility for our lower backs. Um, Hip flexors, we're gonna open our hips as well. We're gonna work a little bit on splits, and we're definitely gonna stretch as I said before, I'm going to repeat our shoulders, our biceps in order to get an easier approach and more doable approach for a certain strength skills, because flexibility is actually very, very important. And it's not just important to get a certain skill. I would say it's even more important if you want to live long life, healthier for your joints, tendons, and so on. So you might push a super crazy skills, but if you don't take care of your body properly, at some time you're gonna feel like it starts to fall apart. And this is a big, huge problem of the professional gymnasts and some calisthenics athletes. So they push really hard until a certain age, and afterwards, when they reach a certain age, like I would say maybe 25 years old, and if you don't do that basic stuff, your body just doesn't feel right anymore. So you gotta push all of this stuff from time to time, at least once a week, so you feel strong and you feel healthy and you feel mobile. All right. So I'm gonna keep the mic right nearby myself, right here, and I hope that you can hear me well. We're gonna start from the very regular warm-up. Just keep your hands to your hips, bring your head from one side to another. So the first part, we're just gonna take a very, very easy basic stuff. Let's take 3 neck circles to the right, and then 3 neck circles to the left. Alrighty, so then just bring your chin down to your chest and flex your neck back with the back part of your head down to your shoulder blades. 3, 2, and 1. And then just take your head from one side to another, a little slower.
Looks like we've gone back to super slow video.
So we're hearing.
Oh, it looks like the delay is like on extreme.
I'm sorry, can you repeat, please?
Oh, it looks like the video delay has gone to the extreme, like you're still sitting down for us. Still explaining stuff.
Yeah, I can see that.
We can quickly try and restart it if you want.
Yeah, sure. You want me to call you back?
Yep. Yeah, give me a call back.
Okay. Okay, I'll call you back. Hello? Oh my god, that is so weird. Like I called you back and I still see myself from the previous call.
Ah.
I'm still moving back from the previous call.
Oh, that is really weird.
Yeah. So maybe I should just use the camera from my Mac, and maybe then it's gonna be doable, more doable, easier.
Yeah, we can try that. Yeah, you're right. I'm getting the video from your previous call when you just started exercising.
Exactly. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, we're gonna quickly try that, people. Tech issues, it always happens.
Yeah. All right, so you can just do this and then move it back right here. And then I'm gonna step back. Wait, let me just bring the computer here. I have to move it back even further. What do you think?
Haven't
Would that be better?
haven't got video.
Hand up. What do you say?
Oh, I haven't got video.
You haven't gotten the video? You don't see?
Nope.
Ay, ay, ay. All right, let me call you back again.
Oh, got you now.
Oh, you see me?
Yep.
Okay, so what do you think? Should we just go as a regular camera out of my computer?
Yep. Yeah, that looks fine. And sounds good.
Okay, so I'm gonna step back. It might be a little bit more echo, but I mean, I don't know what else we can do.
No, this looks good. So we'll just stick with this.
Okay. All right, well then I'm just gonna step back and you let me know if anything else needed on my side.
Give you a big yell. Not a worry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that looks fine, and it looks good. And the sounds fine.
Okay. So hopefully we're gonna break up during the class.
No, it looks a bit more stable.
Okay, I'm just gonna start, straight from the warm up and everything else.
Yep.
All right, so just let me know if you have connected the link to your application, so then you can go.
Oh no, we're all good to go. We're still live, so.
Are we still live?
Yeah, still live.
Ah, okay, all right. Yeah, didn't get it at first.
Yeah, it was easier to stay live.
Okay. All right, guys, so as we finish our warm up with our neck, just gonna keep both of your hands right behind your forehead, and then just give it a roll from one side to another. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, now we're taking it closer to our shoulders. Just start to roll it back. Little by little. As you're moving your shoulders back, try to squeeze your shoulder blades together and then press your shoulders down. You take your shoulders out to your ears and then you press it down by squeezing your shoulder blades together as well. And we're gonna take the same thing for 4, 3, 2, and 1. The same thing we're gonna take with our arms on the side. And as you press your shoulder blades together, try to move your arms back towards to each other right behind your back at the same time. We're gonna take 4 more, 3, 2, and 1. All right, now just keep your hands right behind your back and then move your shoulders into the opposite direction, pushing your shoulders forward, just the way it is. All right, and we're gonna take the same thing with our hands on the side. So we take a little bit bigger tension on the front part and the middle part of our deltoids. And we're gonna push forward. 3, 2, 1, and that's enough, right? It's now taking it closer to your lower back. Just start to take a sideways body tilt. At the same time, make sure that you don't arch your back. So you never push your hips forward, you're keeping your hips tight. And then just keep pushing from one side to another without arching of your back, and do not push your hips forward. All right, we're getting a little bit lower. So start to take your fingertips down towards your foot. A little bit lower, a little bit lower. This is a light warm up before we take more things to your mobility. All right, guys, so I'm gonna take 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Moving up. Take your feet right with hips apart, and then just start to move your hips all around. Push it through the side, to the back, and to the front. As you're pushing your hips forward, you're gonna keep your thumb right above your glutes, and you're gonna keep pushing it forward, all right? We're gonna take a couple more times, and then we switch your direction, opposite side. And we're gonna keep pushing the same thing for 3 more seconds, 2, and 1. All right, now bring your feet together, lock your hands right behind your head, and then with going of your legs straight, we're gonna take the front body tilt and push your hips back at the same time as much as you can. As much as you can. You're gonna feel some tension on the back part of your legs, and you're gonna feel a light warm up right within the lumbar part of your lower, of your spine, of your back. All right, guys. So a couple more times. We're taking the same thing. All right. So that's enough. Now, just for the basic warm up, we're gonna take 8 squats. So keep your feet within the wider stance. So it means that your feet are actually going to be slightly wider than your hips, and slightly turn your toes outside. Let your knees follow with the toes. And we're gonna take 3, 2, and 1. And just for the better blood circulation, we're gonna take some calf raises. So get your feet together and push your heels off the floor, just for 10 times. All right, guys, and just 4 more. 3, 2, 1. And so now, one vertebra at a time, we're starting to take the same body tilt as we did before. We're not going sideways, we're going forward, but we're going with your back rounded. So slowly getting down, push your hands right behind your heels as far as you can, and then one vertebra at a time, we're taking it up, and we're going down. So like I said before, today's training, pretty much anybody will be able to do. Nothing crazy. It's just a very good base for everything. So even if you have some skills, this is going to be very, very useful and helpful. And afterwards and the end of this training, I feel amazing every time. All right, so just one more time, getting all the way down and all the way up. All the way up. All right, so the next thing we're about to do is taking it down and just getting these together, getting your knees together, keeping your arms right in front of yourself. And little by little start to swing your hips, bring your knees a little wider. And at the same time, keep pushing your upper body down towards the floor. Proceed with your arms to the left. Keep pushing your armpit down to the floor. Stretch your legs. So whenever I do all that things, I spend about 5 deep inhales and exhales afterwards. Today, we're gonna go a little bit faster than that. So actually we'll spend about 5 seconds, not 5 inhales. All right, so that's enough. The next thing, we're gonna work first on the mobility for your wrist joints. And for the wrist, really, we're about to start with your palm raises. It's just like you would do your calf raises, we just shift the point of support on our upper body, and you're gonna feel a light soreness on your forearms right after you finish your raises. And we're gonna take just 4 more, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, now we'll take your hands and take your palm to the back surface of your palm hands. We stay here, start to get the rocking back and forth. Gonna keep rocking just for about 5 more times. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, now push your fingertips towards each other and bring your palms back to the floor, and then just keep rocking back and forth. Move your chest right above your palm hands for 3 more times. 2, and 1. Now bring your hands back to the other surface, the opposite surface of your palm hand, and then push your elbows down towards the floor. So this is the way you're gonna get a certain push-up movement. And back in the days, I was taping my wrist all the time. After I started to do all that mobility exercises, I felt myself way more healthier, and I didn't use any of the taping for myself anymore. It works amazing. So I was actually very surprised. All right, just 1 more time. Now we're just gonna stand on our fists. So keep your fists up front, and right now you have 2 options. You can either go from your knees or you can go from your feet, which is a little bit harder. But if you don't feel your wrist safe enough, just go from your knees. All right. So now we're gonna drop down to our palms. After we drop down to our palms, we drop down to our elbows. From the elbows, we're going back up on our palms, and from the palms, we step back up on our fists. All right. So palm, palm, elbow, elbow, palm, palm, fist, fist. 1 more time. Palm, palm, elbow, elbow, palms, and fists. All right, everybody. So the next thing we're going to be doing is we're about to focus a little more to our thoracic part and our scapula as well. And the exercise is going to be just cat and cow. It's actually go from yoga, but it's very, very good tool if you want to avoid all of the cramps within your lower back, which I've been struggling with a lot back in the days when I was 19 years old and I was doing gymnastics professionally. Oh my God, it was such a big pain within my lower back, first on one side and then another. And within that 11 years, I actually found a very good tools and use them as a good exercises for me to start to avoid the pains. And actually, if I take it with a good combination of magnesium malate and I do all these exercises, my lower back doesn't bring me any bad feelings anymore. So which is I'm very grateful for. All right, so just a couple more times. And 1 more. All right, so now we're about to stretch your legs out. Keep your hips close to our hands. And then little by little, just start to open up your chest. Breathe very deeply. Try to take your shoulder blades together. Open up your chest up. So out of here, we're gonna push our hips down to our heels. And then out of that position, we're actually about to stretch the back part of our thighs. So we're going back down. Out of here, we're going forward, open up our chest, flex your ankles, and then push yourself down into this stretch for the back part of your thigh. Try to maintain your lower back flat. Out of here, one vertebra at a time, we're pushing ourselves forward, open up our chest, getting our hips down to our heels, and pushing the same thing, open up your chest. So this is all a good active stretch. And we take it as a warm up as well sometimes. All right, so one vertebra at a time, we're pushing it forward, open up our chest, taking it down, push your hips down to your heels, pushing it forward, but again, one vertebra at a time, open up your chest, arch your back, flex your ankles, pushing it back. All right, so we're gonna take the same combination for 2 more times. Hips down, pushing your chest up, flex your ankle, stretch your hands, stretch your calves, one vertebra at a time, push it forward, down, open up your chest, flex your ankles, stretch your calves, just one at a time like this time, just one at a time. One at a time, push your heel down to the floor. And we can always do it way more and way more longer. I'm just, as always, trying to give you a lot of information. So afterwards, when we finish that thing, we're about to take a little bit more attention to your thoracic part of your back. So every time you want to get a better mobility within your spine, you shouldn't be doing just the one particular stretch. You gotta try to go from all the different, point of view, and you're gonna start to stretch it as an arch. You're gonna start to stretch it as a hollow body position. You're gonna start to stretch it from the side as well. And at the same time, you gotta do some tractions, which is you gotta switch the plane and start to proceed into the little twists. And this is the thing we're actually about to do now. So you're gonna start from the same body position, and afterwards you're gonna take your hand and push it right underneath of your chest. Take your shoulder down to the floor. With your opposite hand, you're about to push the floor away. And right here, you're gonna try to breathe deep enough. And with the time, you're gonna start to feel the way you not actually just twist your spine, but when I do that, I actually feel the way I stretch my legs as well. Okay, so we stay here for 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Taking it up and switch your direction. Take your shoulder down to the floor. And with the opposite hand, push the floor away and keep taking your shoulder down to the floor. We'll stay here for a few more seconds. Keep twisting, and that's enough. All right, guys, so the next thing we're gonna be doing is more about your shoulder mobility, and it's gotta be your shoulder mobility and your thoracic part of your spine mobility. And just remember, every time you start to stretch one particular part, it's like one thing up to another. And I'm trying to always build up the training that way that it actually goes as it flows. So little by little, you work on the one particular body part, and then right nearby, you start to work with the next either muscle group or with the next shape of your joints as well. All right, guys, so now you're gonna take both of your hands on the chair right in front of yourself. From here, as we did the same thing on the floor, you're gonna start to take your shoulder blades apart and open your legs as much as you can. As you start to take an inhale, you're about to push your shoulders Down, push your chest down towards the floor. You take a deep inhale here. As you exhale and you're going down, you're actually going to turn your thumbs up and keep stretching the same way. Stay down for a couple seconds. We're going up. You take your palms down and you push yourself with the upper body down to the floor. So at one particular part, you stretch your chest and deltoids. At other part, you keep stretching your legs when you bring the thumbs up. And at the same time, you're going to feel a great stretching for the back part of your arm at the same time. So one time you go with the thumbs up. And then the next time you turn your palms down to the chair. And then you keep pushing your chest down to the floor. Ready, just one more time. Keep your thumbs up. Deep inhale, shoulder blades apart. Press your chest down to the floor. And one more time, you take your palms on the chair and then you keep pushing your chest towards your mat. All right, everybody, and right now for 10 seconds, we're about to spend the same stretching with your palm down to the chair. The opposite hand is gonna go down just as an extra support. And then just press your chest down to the floor. And we stay for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now just feel the difference. Bring your thumb up. And as you keep your thumb up, you keep doing the same thing. Make sure that you don't push hard enough. So it's all about the way of your comfortable feeling. So you shouldn't be pushing too hard. Alright, so your opposite arm. You take your hand with your palm down to the chair surface and press your chest down to the floor. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take your thumb up. And same thing, we keep pressing ourselves down towards the mat. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so we don't need the chair for a while. And the next thing we're going to be doing, we're going to take the band. And as we're taking the band, I'm pretty sure everybody knows this type of stretching. We're just going to be doing it in a little bit different way. At first, it's going to be all regular. So you take your hands just a little bit wider than your shoulders, or you might also take your hands a little bit closer. It all depends on your shoulders flexibility. And on the other hand, if you feel like it's too tight, just take your hands a little wider. We take only 10 rolls, back and forth. And then afterwards, we're going to switch the grip. So now we do have the over grip, so your palms are going to look forward. And as we proceed into the next type of rolls, we're going to switch our grip a little bit. But we're also going to take the prone body position, which means that we're going to lay down with our belly and chest on the floor. All right, let's just take a couple more. And one more time. All right, just keep your arms up. And then take the tiny spring movements to the side, so you bounce a little bit. Don't push too hard, but at the same time, don't just move it as a spring. Actually, just take it as a strength movement. Okay, so you prepare your shoulders for the next stretching. All right, just a few more. All right, so that's enough. Now we're gonna take down our prone body position and take your hands right behind your back. And at the same time, you're gonna keep using that over grip hand position. The difference is you're not gonna keep your palms up, you're gonna actually keep your palms down, right? It's the same theory about the arms position. So if you feel like you can, keep them closer. If it's too much, move them wider. All right, we're gonna push them 10 times, back and forth, with the over grip and with your palm down. Let's go, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, guys, so keep your hands to the side and then move it up unless you get your arms straight and aligned as your shoulders, elbows, and wrist. We're gonna take same thing for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so move the band to the side. The next thing we're gonna be doing is a little passive stretching. You're just gonna imagine that you're about to hug yourself, and as you're hugging yourself, you're going to take your biceps right underneath of your chest and try to take your shoulder blades apart. So we stay here for about 10 seconds with each arm. And just one little correction, make sure that you don't keep your biceps underneath of your neck, so you don't choke. And every time you go, just try to relax here as much as you can. All right, just 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch your arm position. And we stay for 10 seconds with the opposite arm up. And keep trying to take your chest right above your biceps, so don't keep your arm underneath of your neck. The next thing we're going to be using is basically the wall. And we stay here for a few more seconds. And we're getting away out of that position. All right, guys, so now you're going to move towards the wall and take both of your arms up. Both of your arms up. Right above yourself. You're going to lay down to your belly, and your head is actually going to be right in touch with the wall. As you keep your head in touch with the wall, get your arms up. Just a little bit wider than your shoulders width. And we're just going to stay here and relax for about 30 seconds. Bring your chin down to your chest. Drop your head. And again, don't push too hard. It's all supposed to go with a good feeling. Make sure that you control it. If something feels too weird or too hard, just take your hands a little wider. All right, 10 seconds to go. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, and through the side, take your hands down to the floor. All right, guys, so the next thing we're going to be doing is basically the bicep stretch. And the way we're going to do it is, this is actually very, very useful for men and all other type of presses. So as you keep your shoulders flexible enough, every time you take them back, it works great. It works great on the understanding how to start to curl your trunk up. All right. So the thing we're going to be doing now, you basically just swing your hips from one side to another, and at the same time, you're going to take that tiny steps, centimeter by centimeter, with your fingertips back towards the wall. As you feel the max, like you can't push it anymore. You can't push it anymore. Don't go too hard on your shoulders. Then afterwards, when you feel like it's getting a very, very painful through the side, you're gonna push your fingertips down towards your thighs. So through the side will actually start to go sideways, slowly, slowly. When you feel that point that you will be able to turn your palms outside, that you will be able to proceed with supination, you actually start to go to externally rotate your palms up towards the ceiling, and then push your arms up to your ears. And then from here, through the side, you take your palms down to the floor, back again. As long as you feel comfortable how to proceed with pronation movement, you're gonna take your hand back towards each other into the same body position. From here, you keep swinging your hips and you're going up. You're going up, and then from here again, we're going backwards. You keep swinging your hips from one side to another. You take that tiny fingertips steps. Then when you reach the threshold, you can't push it back anymore. You start to take your fingertips towards to yourself through the side. Through the side, you turn the palms up. You turn the palms up. Then move your arms up by the ears. Deep inhale as you exhale, you turn the palms back towards the floor as you get your arms sideways, and then you move your hands back towards each other. You get into the same position, you start to swing it back, start to take the tiny steps up, give your biceps a little break, and then we'll move it back. Just one more time, just one more time. All right. So as you feel like you can't go anymore, through the side, take your palms towards the side, and move your hands up, externally rotate your arms, push them up by the ears, then through the side, take it back to the side, drop your palms down to the floor, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. Alright guys, and right here, when your biceps is already actually stretched enough and is a little tired, don't push hard. So go very, very gentle on your shoulders and on your elbows here. From here, you're gonna bend your knees and then just push them up towards to your chest without any bounces. You're gonna get your knees up towards your chest and squeeze your abs as much as you can. Squeeze your abs as much as you can. The best option is if you would be able to get your trunk off the floor a little bit, it's great. If you cannot get your trunk off the floor, keep pushing the lower abs and keep trying to proceed into that a kind of backward roll movement. A kind of backward roll. You just don't roll all the way. You just in about to start to do the backward roll. All right, guys. So just 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. All right. You take your feet down to the floor. You take the tiny steps with your palm hands up. So now you should be feeling that your elbows are like overextended, and you're gonna feel like light pain within your elbow joint. So what we're gonna do is bend your arms one at a time and spend by 10 seconds with your arm band for each of your arms, and flex your biceps as much as you can every time you do that. All right, so opposite arm, you flex your biceps, you keep your hand close to yourself. 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, so if you still feel that pain within your elbow joint is gonna let you go, just every time you do a certain exercise, make sure that you warm up well and make sure that you don't push over too hard. Okay, so go gentle, that's your elbow, that's your shoulders. Make sure that you don't get too hard on yourself for that thing. All right, guys, so we're moving down and we're gonna take the opening for your hips joints at this time. And we're gonna start with a very classical one, a very classical movement. You're gonna keep your feet wide enough, and then afterwards you're gonna just bend and bend one of your legs and let your knee come the same plane in the same direction as your toes, and then you just move from one side to another, little by little. You slide your feet wider. Just make sure that you don't take your toes up yet. So your toes are gonna look forward. We're gonna keep pushing, same thing. 4 more times. 3, 2, and 1. All right, so now little by little, you get your toes up. From one side to another, you get your toes up. So every time you push your toes forward, you actually stretch the inner part of your thigh. Once you start to take your toes up, you move the point of pressure to the back part of your thigh, to your hamstrings. All right, we're just gonna take it 4 more times. And 3, 2, and 1. All right, and here's gonna be a little combination. You're gonna take it down all the way. Move your chest to the side. So you're gonna take basically the sideways body tilt. You're gonna try to reach your foot, or just try to move back to the side. Take your hands to the floor, switch your side, drop your hand, and then keep stretching to the side. All right, guys, just a couple more times each side. Taking it up. Get a seat down. Get the stretch. And one more time, opposite side. All the same. Sit and move yourself to the side. Relax. Right, everybody. Now, within the same wider stance, you're gonna push your knees outside to open your hips better. And get the light transitions from one side to another as well. Right to left to right. Alrighty, now take your right hand, put it on your right knee, extend your arm and twist your upper body like you want to look into the opposite direction to the back. And switch your side, switch your arm, and extend it all the way, look to the back. Alrighty, okay guys, so now we're gonna move up towards to the wall. And as you move into the wall, you're gonna start to take your knee up towards to your chest. So just the way it is, you're gonna move your knee to the wall just as a point of support. You take your knee up, then throw it aside, open your hip as much as you can. From here, you're gonna move your heel up towards the ceiling, and then through the circle movement, through the circle, you're gonna move your knee up back towards your chest again. All right, so your knee is pointed forward. You're gonna move it to the side. Your knee is pointing to the side. You're gonna move your heel up. You're moving your heel up. You circle and then take your knee back right in front of yourself. All right, so tighten up your hip flexor, and then afterwards, that tension within your groin, you're gonna be able to stretch it way more better. Okay, so one more time, your knee pointed forward, move it to the side, push your heel up, and then through the floor, bring your knee up right in front of yourself, back again. All right, so the opposite side, opposite leg, pull your knee up, and then move your leg to the side, bring your heel up, then through the circle, bring your knee back right in front of yourself, back again. Side, from here, move your heel up, and then finish that leg circle. Side, up, finish the circle, side, up. In front of yourself, we take you one more time, and back right in front of yourself. All right, guys, so now you're gonna feel support with your upper body down to the wall. Try to catch your knee with the elbow, and then move it up towards to yourself. If you can, if you have that balance well on yourself on the one foot, try to go over the wall. You will be able to press your knee up a little bit closer. All right, if it still doesn't work when you do it on the feet, you can also take the same thing just within the lying body position on the floor. So you can do it on your back. All right, so just keep pressing your knee up. Just tie up your hip flexor, tie up your groins. And it's enough. All right, guys, let's go. So the next thing we're gonna be doing is a little more of the active stretching for our hips and how to open it better. I'm gonna move towards to the side of the room. I'm just gonna make sure that I'm gonna be visible because I don't see myself well. My camera is pretty far. It's pretty wide, right? You should be able to see me. All right, guys. So out of here, we're gonna start from the wide lunge position, as we did before. Every time you do so, try to keep your heel grounded. You're gonna move from one side to another, and then you're gonna take the internal step. So you step in, you move to the side, and then you're gonna step front through the side with your toes inside back again. All right, so this is how we do that, and we're gonna take the same thing to the back. You move it in, you step inside, you shift from one leg to another, and then through the side, you take your step front. Back again, one more line, All right, so one side to another. All right. Again, you can always take it more than I do, but all of these exercises is a great advantage for your hip flexors, and I actually love to do all the active stretching before I proceed with the passive static stretching because you feel way more or less soreness on the next day, and you stretch way more faster and keep it way more safer for your joints. All right, guys, so the next thing we're gonna be doing, I would suggest you to do that thing either with the knee pads on your knees. If you don't have that, you might do it on the mat or on a certain soft surface, okay? So the thing you're gonna be doing is you're taking basically the wide lunge, and then after you take the wide lunge, you press your hip down towards the floor, you move your knee down towards to the front part, and you take your opposite foot forward, back again. You push your hip down towards the floor. You don't arch your lower back, but you keep pressing your hip down so you stretch your hip flexors even more after all of that holds we previously did. Alright, as I don't have that much space, I'm gonna basically be doing only 2 steps forward. But every time you finish your step forward, you guys are gonna keep moving your knee down towards the floor. As you're moving your knee down towards the floor, you keep holding the back leg straight because this is the way you're about to stretch your hip flexor even better. All right, and then from here, you take your step back into the lunge, into the front lunge, back again. All right, so one more time. If you did the previous step with the right leg, you can start with the left, and so on, or you might do it with the opposite leg if you did with the right. Okay, good. So again, the wide lunge, you keep moving your knee down towards the floor. As you reach the floor with your knee, you keep pressing your opposite groins down towards the floor. You can move your upper body a little to the side. And then from here, you keep moving, you keep stepping forward with your other foot. You keep pressing your hips down towards the floor. Stay here for about 5 seconds, and then you keep moving with your knee down towards the floor. As you reach this position, you keep pushing your hip down to the floor. And you step in front, back again, all right? I'm gonna move back and I'm gonna take the same thing just one more time. But ideally, I would suggest you guys to do around 30 steps, 30 slow, mobile steps. Works great on the hips. All right, keep moving your knee down. Keep pushing your hip to the side. And move your opposite foot in front. Keep pushing your hip down. And keep rolling your knee down right in front of yourself. Keep your opposite leg straight. Push your hip to the floor. All right, and this is a great combination because you don't just stretch your hips, you stretch your hips and then you start to stretch the side part of your abdominals, which is obliques, and every time you work really, really tight on your V presses or just regular presses, or you might do a bunch of crunches or whatever, we use a lot of abs, we use a lot of hip flexors, so every time you're able to stretch the same muscle groups together, it works really, really great. You don't just stretch and you take the soreness off, you don't take the little cramps off, but at the same time, if you feel it a little bit more mobile on the side of your stomach and on your tightened abs, you can stretch your lower back easier. All right. So everybody, the next thing we're gonna be doing is going to be just the basic split stretching. I'm pretty sure that you guys did that before. Right now, we're just gonna take it the active way, and you're taking the wide lunge, out of the wide lunge, basically the same way as we just did. I'm gonna show you sideways. Let me go sideways. So out of here, you just start to push your hips back all the way to your heel. So you press your hip down to the floor without arching within your lumbar part of your back. You extend your forward leg. You push your hips down towards your knee. You drop your chest down towards your thigh. And then you move it front, back again. All right, so take that thing 10 times, back and forth. All right, we got 7 to go. Don't rush. All the way forward, all the way back with your bottom reaching of your heel. Let's take 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1 more. All right, so we're not gonna switch your leg. We're gonna keep doing the same thing for one particular side. I go with my right leg in front. So now, instead of just stepping forward, we're gonna step a little bit towards diagonal. So it's about 45-degree angle from your hip. Turn your toes outside. So you basically keep your plantar turned towards that 90-degree angle. Okay, so you step out 45-degree, and then you add 45-degree more with your foot. So you look outside. And then from here, we're just gonna take that kneeling lunges. You drop your hip low, and then you're trying to put all of that point of pressure into your heel by the time when you go back. All right, so you keep pushing the hip down, you extend your leg afterwards. All right, just 5 more. 3, 2, and 1. We're going down, we stay here for about 10 seconds. You can put the opposite hand right in front of yourself, and at the same time, try to not drop your chest down, keep it up. Don't arch your lower back, but keep pushing your hip down towards the floor. And you can also move your knee outside so you can open your hip a little bit better with your elbow. And we stay here for a few more seconds. Feels great. Alrighty, so switch your leg up front. And at this time, I'm gonna do all the same from opposite leg. So you take your leg out again. So the regular front lunge. So this time you don't take your knee to the side. You don't take your foot to the side. It all goes straight forward. All right. So you push your hip down towards the floor. You extend your leg and you drop the hip down towards your heel. Just the way it is. 10 times, back again. We got 8 left. 7 and 6 and 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so the same left leg is gonna be standing right in front of yourself. You step out by 45-degree out of your hip. You turn the foot outside by 45-degree again, and then you basically have 45, 45, and it takes up to 90-degree plantar turn to the side. Okay, so from here, you start to drop your hip down back to the floor, and then extend your leg back again. We're gonna take 8 more. 7, 6, 5. There's absolutely no rush here. Gotta take it the way you feel comfortable, so don't push too hard, don't push too fast. So slowly, with a deep breathing and with the movement control. All right, so we're gonna take the same thing 4 more times. And 3, 2, and 1. Drop your hip, and then take your elbow down to your knee. Press it outside. We stay here just for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, guys, well done. Getting out of that position. And the next thing we're going to be doing is pretty similar, and we're going more towards to the inner part of your thigh. Make sure that you align your knee, your hips, and your foot to the side. Slide it. When you feel the tension, when you feel like you start to actually stretch, we're about to get that rocking movement back and forth. So you're dropping your hip down towards the floor. Like we did this position, but at this time you're gonna keep your knee down. So you drop your bottom all the way down to the floor, and then out of here, you're gonna feel some support on your hands, but try to shift as much weight as possible on your hips. You're moving your hip down towards the floor, forward, like you perform the push-up, and then you move back, drop your hip, and move it forward back again. Just like that. You're gonna take 10 times for each side. Move it forward, move it backwards. I'll show you diagonal. I'll show you from the diagonal point of view. So you might see it better. Drop your hips all the way. Drop your hips all the way. So you just keep rocking your hips forward and backwards. Okay, let's take about 4 more. And 3. And 2. And that was the final one. Let's switch our side. Let's switch our foot. Again, I'm going to show you diagonal, so hopefully you can see me in a picture frame of the beginning. Let's go. You first slide it to the side. Make sure that you keep your knees. Make sure that you keep your hips aligned as well as the toe. And then just keep rocking back and forth. Let's take 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Alright, guys, well done. So the next thing we're gonna be doing, we switch the point of stretching at this time, and we're gonna start to target our glutes. And this is the way you're gonna start it. You're gonna sit with 90-degree knees and hips angle. You're gonna turn your knee down to the side, right in front of yourself. So you basically have your thigh perpendicular to your upper body, perpendicular to your core. All right, and then from here, little by little, you're gonna start to move your knee to the back. And ideally, if you could get your knee right behind your front thigh, and then this way you get into this straight line, absolutely the best. So, and this is what we're trying to reach, right? 90-degree angle with your knee, and with the thigh, your thigh goes perpendicular to the floor, your back foot goes backwards, and you turn your knee top down to the floor at the same time, and taking the straight line with your front thigh. All right. So one more time. This is how you start it. This is how you take your leg in front. This is how you take your foot to the back. All right. So right here, the more you can open your knee, the more you can extend your leg to the side, the better you're gonna feel your glute stretch. And we're gonna spend about 30 seconds for each leg. Again, you can take it way more longer. When I stretch one particular muscle group, sometimes it takes up to maybe 15, 20 minutes. And this is not even with my splits time. So if I take my split, it's about 15 minutes I spend for each particular body split. All right, we stay for 5 more seconds, and then we're about to switch your side. Actually, let's not switch your side. Let's just stretch your glutes in the other way. in the other way. So we keep stretching the right glute. You take the right foot to your left knee. I mean, pretty sure everybody did that before. It's just a great combination to do it right after the pigeon body position. All right, then just push your knee up towards your chest. And we stay here for about 30 seconds as well. And it's been about 15. We stay for 10 more. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. If it doesn't stretch good enough, you can keep stretching it. Take the opposite hand underneath of your shin and grab your knee. And then with the opposite hand, you can just push your knee away. Okay? Opposite leg out. Opposite leg out. This is how we started. This is how we take our thigh right in front of our core, right in front of our belly. Get your chest right above your knee. And then little by little, start to turn your back knee cup down towards the floor. And we stay here for about 30 seconds as well. Me personally, all my life, I was very, very inflexible. Even now, like I still struggle with all the things, even when I was doing gymnastics professionally and all of that calisthenics movement, as I have never done the split with no pain in my hips or hamstrings or elsewhere. It's been a constant struggle. Even when I was a kid, I was pretty stiff. But what I've realized is age doesn't make it easier, and the older we get, the stiffer we get. So flexibility is very, very important. All right, we stay here for 10 more. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, guys. And now the same foot, the same heel goes on top. Pull your thigh or pull your knee up towards to yourself. And if you want to feel your glute stretch a lot better, just push your knee outside at the same time. All right, we stay here for 15 more seconds. 10 more seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it go. All right, so now, little by little, we came to this throttle and to the pike stretching. And we're almost done, actually. We're almost done. We're not going to do any splits today. But as we did the great warm-up for our hips and for our hamstrings, we're going to take our straddle seat, get our legs apart, and for as long as you feel your lower back flat, for as long as you feel your back straight, we're going to take the front body tilt. And this is where we're going to go. At this time, we're going to start to squeeze our thighs as much as possible. So it's supposed to be really, really tight. As you take the front body tilt, and you stay down, it's still tight. We're going to perform it 10 times, and then afterwards, for 30 seconds, we're going to lay down completely relaxed. Okay? So get your arms to the side, and we're going up and down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Squeeze your thighs as much as you can. Really, really tight. 5 more times. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And now you're going to completely relax your legs, relax your thighs, and lean your body forward for 30 seconds. You can take something slippery right in front of yourself, like a towel, and then just keep sliding it forward. Keep sliding it forward and try to relax your thighs. Maintain your breath. Like, seriously, the deeper you breathe, the easier for you to basically feel that relaxation within your muscle tissue. So every time you stretch, focus on your breath. All right, so we stay here for 10 more seconds. I would even suggest you do not rely that much on the time, but rely on your breath. So every time you stretch, give yourself approximately 20 deep inhales, 20 deep inhales and exhales, which is about to take a minute, and then you can switch that position a little bit. You can get back onto that position after that minute, so your muscles can get a little time to rest. Like you could do your pigeon, like you're stretching your glutes, and then you take to straddle, and then you get back to pigeon again, and then just feel that variation, and you're gonna feel the way you start to go deeper as well. All right, get your feet up front. You're gonna grab your heels, and you're gonna start to extend your legs forward by sliding of your heel forward as well. As you fully extend your legs, you're gonna pull yourself down towards your thighs. All right, so this is how we go. You extend your legs, you bend your arms, you push yourself over, and then you're taking it out back again. We're gonna take it 10 times. Again, grab your heels, you're pushing it forward, you press yourself down, and then you get it back up again. The other tip about the flexibility and stretching is every time you wake up in the morning time, it's way more harder to stretch. You feel way more stiffer in the morning. If you would stretch approximately in the afternoon, like 3 p.m. or closer to the evening time, it's way more doable. It doesn't really matter, even if you warm up really, really good in the morning, it's not gonna be as the same as in the evening time. All right, just 2 more times. And 1 more. All right, so the one more thing we're gonna be doing today, just to feel our posture better and to take a little bit more stiffness of our necks. You're gonna take your hand right in front of yourself, and of course, most of the weight you're gonna keep in your hands. And as you keep most of the weight in your hands, you're gonna start to take the rolls back and forth from your forehead to the very top of your head. All right, so go this, and then just move it back and forth, just like that, for 5 times. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And the same thing we're going to do from one side to another. So you go 1, let me try to hear the earth. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Oh. All right, guys. So that was basically some of my flexibility drills I do myself to keep myself up to date. And I'm pretty sure that everybody able to do such a thing. And even if someone is pursuing a harder skills or they like to work strength or something, the moment when you get back to the very basic is the moment when you start to train yourself in a very healthy way. And this is pretty much everything I was about to share with you guys today. Again, if you ever have any questions, you can definitely let me know, either directly or I think it's even better if you're going to ask a certain question with some post in the bodyweight Facebook group. But yeah, like I said, every time you want to get and maybe certain feedback or maybe a certain tip about certain exercise or anything else, just please let me know and I will be happy to help. All right.
Oh, thank you very much.
All right, well, thank you, Gary, and sorry about that internet connection. It's like some things are not really relate to us as a technical problems, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that happens.
Yeah. All right, well, then I wish you all guys stay safe and train within your facility well, feel great. Don't eat ice cream before you go to sleep.
That's the fun of it.
That's the fun of it.
All right.
Right, thank you,
Well,
everyone.
All right, thank you, everyone.
yeah. Thank you, guys. Have a good day.